All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Left my webcam at the house. We're at a beach, so that's why I'm a little fuzzy or blurry. But had an amazing experience yesterday. I'll tell you, the idea of studying, listening to, hearing from, getting in front of people who are in the fire, in the hunt, in the jungle, making things happen, fighting for their lives, doing it in the fight. I mean, just totally all in, 100% committed, dedicated, doing it, having massive success. They're fruitful. Their efforts are evident. And then when you get in front of people who are doing it in the biggest ways, like they are right now, um, there are such valuable insights that there's just such valuable pearls that make it obvious what the winners are doing, what they are doing, and what the people who aren't winning are not doing. And it was amazing how, Jay, it was particularly special for me. You have any idea why it was special for me hearing them?
Because he said a lot of things that you teach,
A lot of what, Denise?
a lot of the same, I don't want to say concepts, but philosophies or,
Yeah, yeah. But it was stuff that I don't really harp on
right, but
or
you've taught it
drive down
before.
in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's absolutely stuff that when you're in the hunt, when you're doing a lot of appointments, talking to a lot of knuckleheads, you have to have that attitude, or you're not going to make it. So it was just great to go back. It was like going in a time warp of. It reminded me of the type of mindset required that you got to have on a daily basis to build a big base shop or to build leaders that you do not need anymore once you're financially free. And you can kind of like get out of that. You kind of forget the 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 edge you have to have. You know, the sharpness, the intensity, the passion, the seriousness about some issues that the average employee or the average human being who's not trying to do anything great, it has no idea what you're talking about. They can't relate because you're coming from a completely different place. But I made a list of, and I'm driving. I was driving to the beach, so I'm like, Roxanne's on her phone. She's not really listening to the call. She was, but she put her headphones in after a while. But I'm hanging on every word. Okay. And Jay, because I reached out to you around 10 something, right? And I said, hey, is the call still going on? Because I was getting in the car about 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. And he says, no, 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 they really ain't got started yet. Now, this call's been going on about 2 hours. And I said, oh, fantastic. They haven't got started yet. He said, Jay said, all they've been doing is promoting the event for an hour and a half. I said, okay, great. Well, I'm going to hop on. I didn't want to hop on, but I kind of did want to hop on. Why?
Because you can get to learn something new
That's
or
right.
get it
Right.
reinforced.
If
And
this
it's
guy if this guy's doing 100K personal and he's got about a $400,000 or $500,000 base shop, who in the world am I not to listen? You know what I mean?
$520,000 base shop.
If he's gonna do 600,000, 700,000 in his base shop this month, in fact, not who am I not to listen? I got to be double dumb not to listen. I
right.
mean, you got to be a special kind of stupid. I mean, a real special kind of stupid to not listen to that call, in my opinion.
600,000 in the base shop is what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You have to have like a mental, like something's wrong with you if you don't want to hear, if you think you can't learn something on that call. Now, there was a couple of things I would never do, I don't agree with, I don't believe in on that call. But that's okay. Why?
Because it works for him and it's working.
Because I
Get
don't
the
have,
But
best,
there was a
leave
lot
the
of other
rest.
things that you did.
there was, and this is by the way, driving, Tony. I took 25 powerful notes, and part of the notes have like A, B, C, D inside one note while I'm driving. On, you know what I mean? Imagine if I was sitting at a desk listening, how many notes I could have taken.
Right.
I don't want to spend too much time this morning, okay? But my I have some things so we could talk about them. Okay, so my first thing would be is that Jay, and this is particularly, or I would just say, what are the it was Darmond and the other guy is
Antoine.
Landry.
what is it?
Antoine Landry.
Antoine Landry.
Antoine and Darmond. Okay, what are they both wearing?
Suits and ties.
Correct. Jay, you're the one recruiting, right? You're really the only one really recruiting and growing right now. Not the only one, but I'm just saying you're like all in, right?
Yeah.
Two of those guys, Jay, I've told you I wore a tie until I was earning how much, Jay?
You said ownership 300?
400,000.
400.
And that was over a quarter of a century ago. Okay. So that was when like 400,000 was 800,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I noticed was how they were dressed. And guess, so if you have a brain, even a half of a brain, and these two guys, biggest in the business right now, have one had a coat and a dress shirt. I'm at the beach. I only brought one button-up shirt. I brought a bunch of athletic shirts. I bought some t-shirts. I bought some polo shirts. But guess what kind of shirt I wore today for the meeting?
Collared shirt, but
The best one I had. I don't care if you only have one coat. I don't care if you have one tie. It's better than a t-shirt. It's better than your best t-shirt. Okay? So your appearance, how you dress to the office, to the Zoom call, how important is it?
it's everything.
Well, it seems to me it's important to them. Okay? Have you ever heard of the saying that if you want to be successful, you have to be a good copycat, but just make sure you're copying the right cat. You ever heard that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe if you want to win, some of you need to button it up in how you look. Okay? That was my first observation. How often do you see those guys in a t-shirt?
I have not.
Okay. So is that a good point, Ellis?
Yeah, I think it is.
Now, just because you wear a coat and tie or a coat
Doesn't mean anything.
without a tie or a tie without a coat, does that mean you're going to win?
No.
No. Okay. But it does make a first
Impression.
good professional first impression. And you want to make as many good impressions as possible. And you say, well, that's shallow, Christian, looking on the outside. Well, remember, God looks on the inside and people look on the outside.
Right.
Okay. Next, or the next thing I got out of it, my first note, okay, powerful point. And I'll never forget reading some books about this. And he talked about how most of you, talking about the group, and how most of them come from fill in the blank.
Regular, everyday average.
Right. He said, yeah, my note was like, most of you come from nothing.
Right.
You come, your backgrounds, where you come from, the neighborhood you grew up in. I forget the examples. He talked about Ellis, about his neighborhood, or the house. He started showing the house he grew up in. And he
It
was
was the
talking about
project. It was the project. He grew up in the projects.
okay, in the projects, right, right. So he said, most of you come from nothing. So you believe it's that you don't expect, because you come from nothing, you expect nothing.
Mm.
He said, you come from little, so you expect very little.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget in my life when I realized that my own expectations, my own dreams, my own beliefs about myself and what I was capable of was how I talked to myself was dictating my entire future. And when I read Think and Grow Rich, when I read What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, I was able to change my belief system, my self-image, my self-esteem that allowed me to attract people where before, if you don't believe in yourself, if you think you are worth little, if you have no belief, if you have no dreams, if you expect a little, who's going to follow you?
Nobody.
Okay, so that really brought me back to realizing that when we're talking to people, it doesn't matter how great our opportunity is. It doesn't matter how great what we do for the client is. It doesn't matter how much credibility. If a person doesn't believe in themselves, they can't win.
Mm.
If you don't have big expectations, big dreams, and big belief in you, doesn't matter how great the business is. Anybody want to elaborate on that? But that was my first big takeaway. And because they spend about 20 minutes on one idea. And then I got off the call before like at 2 o'clock. I was at the beach. I drove from my house to the beach when the call, and I missed 2 hours of the call.
Yeah,
okay.
That's correct.
So, Ellis, anything you want to add to belief and or the project and how?
Well, for me, I can relate to every piece that he said.
Okay.
So
I think
we all can. Now, I didn't grow up in the projects, but I grew up in a very working class neighborhood where there was no rich people, there was no business owners, there was no nice cars in my neighborhood.
Right.
Okay, everybody had a job. Okay, I can't even imagine does the welfare mean? Does the projects mean you get welfare? Do people work? Well, what does it? What does that mean?
People work and get welfare. I mean,
okay, so they get both. Okay, so nobody got money from the government where I grew up, but everybody worked, and if they didn't work, they didn't have any money. Right. Okay, so I understand the whole idea of not having much. Okay, nobody had a boat in my neighborhood. I'm in Miami near the ocean. Okay, so there was not. We weren't poor, but we weren't. It was right there, right smack there, middle class. Okay. Okay, now this I forget.
Hey, Coach, what you just said, I had those same notes. He said most people can't see more than what they see, which is like, whoa, that's deep. And then he said, he basically said, I saw more even though I was in a position of less. And that's one thing he said when he was little, and his mom even said it too, was like, he even asked his mom one time, he was like, Mom, if my brother reached out to you and told you about a business opportunity, like, be honest, like, what would you say? She's like, nah, I'm not messing with him because he's not known for business. He's not known for business ideas and stuff like that. But she said, Darmond, he's had this mindset and this vision since he was 10 years old, Coach. Yeah. So even though he was in a bad environment, he was always speaking like, hey, mama, like, we're not gonna be here. Like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. So that was deep to me too, because not everyone can be in a bad environment and be like that, but still have positivity and see more of what they see. So,
and that goes to the thing, Jay, that you don't make leaders, you find them.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, you got to find the right people. You're not going to change people. But people, everybody, anybody can change themselves. Okay, but don't, it's hard enough to change yourself. Just imagine how hard it is to change other people. You can't change people. You can change yourself, which can change everything, will change everything. And I'm really thankful for these guys, Antoine and Darmond, just opening up a call to people outside their team and really just pouring in.
And they open for everybody.
That
They
is
opened up their whole event and everything.
That's a level of generosity.
Yeah, you don't get that.
That is just very, very unique and special. So I really appreciate both of them.
The other piece to that is that they've done this for more than a year.
Right.
You took a major onslaught of negativity from all over the business and still weathered the storm. And now they're on the other side of it.
Right.
True.
Right. Okay. So I guess the takeaway on that point is if you believe or if you feel you are lacking belief in yourself, or if you have low expectations for yourself, or if your self-esteem or your self-image is limited, or it's if you believe, or if you're performing at a too low of a level, you really need to analyze that and Google, ChatGPT, get some books on how do I grow my belief? How do I grow my expectations? How do I grow my self-image? Okay, don't delay on that. Okay, no matter how great our business is, no matter how many people succeed, if you don't feel good about you, that's going to hold you back. Would you say that's a fair statement?
That's 100%.
Okay. Okay. Winning is identifying your obstacles, your challenges, your issues, and overcoming them. That's how you win. And everybody has issues. Not everybody has the same issues, but everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. Everybody has things in their life that they have to overcome. Nobody has an elevator to the top. Everybody's got to take the stairs. Okay.
Right. And what it means is that, in my simple understanding is that everybody has something or some things inside of themselves that they have to change and confront.
That's exactly right. That's right. And mine was, well, you know what mine was. Okay. Mine was incredible fear of talking to people, incredible shyness. Did not want to pick up the phone. I had something called call reluctance. I could not pick up the phone. And that about killed me in the business. Never was Tony Reyna's problem. It was mine. Tony couldn't pass the securities test. Fifth time he failed, he called me. Remember that, Tony?
Sure, sir. Sure remember. Almost quit.
I will share. Tony's calling me, Jay, the fifth time he failed the test. I'm across the street, Manor Country Club, talking to my real estate broker, the late, great neighbor of mine, Ken. And I said, one of our top guys just called. He just failed his test the fifth time and he wants to quit the business. And you know what Ken said to me? And I told Ken what I told Tony what Ken just told me, because I just relayed what Tony told me to Ken, my neighbor. And this guy's 20 years older than me and built he was like one of the first guys with Wes Foster.
Right.
And Ken says, "Oh, hell, my best salespeople failed the test 100 times." He said the people who passed the test the first time usually suck at selling real estate. I told that to Tony, and it kept him in the business. I said, "Tony, you're perfect, bro. The people who fail the test do the best." And he believed it, and he continued on and passed it the next time. Anyway, that's not part of the what I got, but that's it. Okay, so the next thing was like, oh my gosh, and you may have heard me say this or not, but both of these gentlemen, both these guys, these leaders, have a great attitude and mindset, and they're not begging anybody. And I don't remember the example he used, but I wrote down the example I used in my mind and in trainings. And it was the idea, like people who want to say they want to think about it. And he says, dude, you're too broke to think about it. It's like, you are drowning. I'm throwing you a life preserver, and you're saying you want to think about it. You are too broke. You're too behind. Your job is too, what they pay you is too little. You don't have any time, or you're not in any position to think about anything. Okay, now these guys are like, Matt, they can take an idea like that and speak 10, 15 minutes in the most eloquent, pastoral, sermon-esque. I mean, they can take an idea and just go on it for 30 minutes.
And
At
it sounds
least.
great.
Yeah, at
true.
least.
I went till 2.
So the idea that we have a proven opportunity, we have great ideas, we have great products, and we're talking to people who have absolutely nothing. And they tell us we want to think about it. It's like, exactly. I'm doing recruiting interviews. It's like, I got the cookie, I got the opportunity. I would not want to be in your shoes looking for a job or looking for a business. I found it. I got it. We're the best. What we do is right. The need is huge. We got people tearing it up, doing the most incredible things, and you got nothing. So this whole idea about having patience with, or understanding, or coddling people who want to think about it and not really just being cut. I mean, just being direct, dude. Look at you. You've been working how long? You have how much saved? Your boss is paying you how much? You're renting, and you want to think about it? He says, dude, you're too broke to think about it. Have those words ever come out of your mouth? I think they've said it because they said it yesterday or something like that. Any comment on that idea? Just the honesty, the brutal truth, the painful truth of how they interact with people. And just, they're talking to people, who have nothing, and they're not afraid to tell them they have nothing, to get them, to snap them out of the situation they're in. What do you think about that?
The one example that he gave was with somebody he knew since he was like a child. So he had no time to be wasting time. So I think that's the other piece of the puzzle, because you might have somebody that you don't have that with, and you might say it a little differently, but he's still going to say it. But he'd been totally direct with a person that, he's grown up with, saying, hey, you're doing the same exact thing as you're doing before. Here I am, multimillionaire, and you know. But he also said that even though he's a multimillionaire, he said that the first time when he didn't have that much money, that he always thought that he wanted to be rich.
Yeah.
That this was the thing that could do it. So therefore, it was never, a thing in his mind that would ever get him to think that
But I got the impression, Ellis, that it just wasn't his friend that he would say that to.
No, I do. I understand. But the example
Okay.
he gave was
Okay.
totally brutally honest with his friends.
And by the way, if you were on the call and you're not on camera, I don't mind hearing from you if you have something to add to this conversation, because you cannot be a beggar. You cannot be on your knees. You're not pleading with people to do it. You're looking at, honestly, what is this person I'm talking to? Where are they in their life? How are they doing?
Tim,
how much savings do they have? What are they making? Where do they work? What happens to people who work there? And if you look with your eyes as an analyst, if you're analyzing a person's position and they don't have anything, and if they keep doing what they're doing, they're not going to win. That's not something they need to be thinking about. They need to take some action. They need to make a decision. What are they going to think about? When people, by the way, when people say they want to think about it, that's a polite way of saying no to your face.
Right.
They're not going to think about it, Jay.
Right.
That's just they're just afraid to say, no, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
And I'd rather say, Jay, listen, dude, you don't have any savings. Your boss doesn't want to pay you any more money. You're renting. If you don't change, you're not going to win. Would you agree, Jay?
Right.
Okay.
Nah.
So what are you going to do? How are you going to win? Tell me how you're going to win. Thinking about it will not put one extra penny in your bank account. True or false, Jay?
True.
True. Okay. And you need more money in your account, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And your boss doesn't want to pay you any more money, does he?
No, he doesn't.
How is thinking about that going to add to your investment account or add to your down payment for a home account or to your retirement account or your kids' education fund? How is thinking about it going to help you, Jay?
You're right, Christian. It's not.
It's not. Now, I'm your
Yeah.
friend. My name is Christian, man. I'm your friend. I'm a financial coach. I'm a financial coach, a business coach. I'm here to help you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I know that if you don't change, man, I know you might not want to change. I know changing is uncomfortable. I had to change. I had to change. I know how hard it is. I know how uncomfortable it is. But I also know how worth it is.
Right.
And you can change, man. And we're here to help you make the changes you need to make. You understand? And I also know if you leave here thinking about it, nothing's going to change. Now, listen, if you're 100% against this, if you don't agree that financial education is important, if you don't like helping people, if you don't want to grow your income, tell me to my face I'm not interested.
Right.
But just don't tell me you want to think about it, because really in your situation, I don't think if I were you, and I've been you, I've been renting, I've had no money, I understand. Well, I knew that thinking about it wasn't going to solve anything. Only a new plan would. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So, do you want a new plan? Do you want to get on a winning track? Listen, hey, let's consider this an experiment. Just work with me for 6 months.
Right.
If after 6 months if you don't think this is something you want to continue, you can honestly say you have tried. By the way, the first step to success is trying. Would you agree?
Yep.
You don't know if you can do this unless you try, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Just like anything else.
Right.
So let's work together for 6 months. And if it's not something you want to do for the rest of your life, which is okay, I promise you, you're going to get the greatest business and financial education you've ever received in your entire life. And you will be more prepared, better prepared, more financially educated, more business educated, more educated in leadership. You will be a better human being for getting involved in this business because it will set you up for great success in whatever you do for the rest of your life, especially in handling your own money. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So, would you rather get on the road to financial success, get on the road to betterment, get on the road to making something happen or not?
Definitely. It's time.
Okay. So
Right.
that's how I would have a conversation with somebody about that idea. And I don't know what they say when somebody says they want to think about it. But when he said, dude, you're too broke to say that,
Yeah.
it just brought me back to now remember in 1990, when I'm doing interviews with people, my mindset is I'm doing this.
Right.
Okay. And if I don't do it, I'm gonna die. I don't have the money to pay the rent. My wife's going to be pissed at me. I'm going to be behind on my promises to her. So every day was like a fire behind me. I had to make this happen. I had no plan B. There was nothing else I was going to do.
And he had the same focus as far as that was all he's doing.
What's that, Ellis?
I said Darmond's focus was that's all he's doing.
That's right. And that's all I was doing.
That's
I had no distractions.
I'm saying you both had the same focus is what I'm saying.
Right. I didn't, yes, this was all I was doing. Okay. My next one. Now, this one, I'm not sure. I think it was Antoine that went off on this. But he made a statement, and I think this is right, Alice. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. He said, I see the game. I saw the game quickly. I see the game. And then he said it was, and this is what I got while I'm driving.
Yeah.
It was the way, at least it was the way I comprehended what he was saying.
I think I know what you're talking about. It stuck out to me.
And correct me, because I'm not going to say it the way he said it. Okay. But to me, it was like, okay, I got to show this idea to somebody, protect the family, make $1,500 in 15 minutes. It was something like that was the idea.
Yeah.
It was, oh my gosh, this is easy.
Yeah, that was what Darmond said.
Is that Darmond said that? Okay.
Yeah.
So it was kind of
'Cause
like
that's
I saw
Ronell Burns, his mentor, his
okay.
teacher, showed him the advanced statement piece about the 1,500. He thought he was getting that 1,500 when he first said yes to the business, but then he recognized later that it was only going to be 200 towards his bonus piece as a new person, and then he ended up never even getting it.
Okay. Let me, and I want to hear both of you because I'm listening to this, but I'm having to translate it to my own experience from 1990 is 36 years ago. I'm in the fire that they're in now. Okay, I'm in the hunt, but I don't have this environment. I opened an office in Gaithersburg. I'm alone.
Right.
I am alone when I open that office, Jay. Newly married, bro. Okay, I don't have. I have a vision, and I must create an environment. I got to find some people. I didn't have any people. Okay, I wasn't working in a big. I didn't walk into a big environment. There was none.
Nor none of us, for
Right.
that matter. That's how it starts.
Okay, so I see the game. He saw how the simplicity of the system where it was set an appointment, show him something, get him to do something, make 1,500. So when I saw that, when I saw the presentation, I saw, okay, so I saw buy term as a difference, compound interest, $100 a month, you go $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Show somebody how to go from whole life to term, make $300 as a district on a $600 app, because that's what an app was back then. And I looked at myself and I said, I'm making 300 a week, 250 to 300 a week at Hamlin. I said, wait, whoa. I said, Jay, wait. I said, whoa. So if I find one person with these crappy policies, or they don't have a policy and they need a policy, and I can make in an hour what I can make in a week. Let me make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. Now listen, I want to make more money. I can't say like he said, Ellis or Jay. He says, I've been wanting to be rich since I was a little boy. I can't say that. I'm not saying I was against. I grew up going to Baptist church. I kind of had I thought wanting to make a lot of money, and I'm not saying the church teaches making a lot of money is a sin, but I had some kind of psychological barrier that I thought if I wanted to be rich, that there was just something not right about that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever feel that way?
Right. That's one of those things on the list that you would have for you to have to change as you
right.
go forward in life.
Exactly. Yeah, and I finally did through understanding how abundance comes from serving the many. The more you help, the more people you serve, the more money you make, and that's a good thing. But anyway, I don't want to get off point. But my thing is that he said, if all I got to do is set an appointment, show an idea, protect the family. He doesn't use these words, protect the family. Make 1,500 in 15 minutes. He said, if that's all it takes, I'm in.
And he
says, I don't mind working. He says, I'm already working. Except where I'm working, I got no chance to be the boss. I'm working, I got no chance to be the man. Okay. And here I got a chance. Now when I look at that, I wanted to be Bruce. Okay. I had the Hamlet, the construction, the retail, and there was no way I was ever going to be the general manager of iMagnin or the owner of the construction company or the owner of the hamburger Hamlet. I had no chance. But here it was like, whoa. You mean I can be a broker? I can be Bruce? I can be the guy? I can have a business? I'm in. I'm in. That's all it takes. You're helping people get out of a crappy policy. them a term policy, show them how to invest the difference, and then you make $300 in an hour. Now I thought it was an hour. I thought it was an hour. He said, and they make sales fast.
Yes, and
I mean,
that's the other piece. He was being trained by Ronell Burns, who had a system that made it so that they could be doing it in 15 minutes.
I caught on to that too.
That's right.
And he coupled it with the fact that he was able, I mean, he actually got to district in 1 hour.
Right.
So
he said he went to district
time frames
in the same appointment he got recruited on. At the end of the appointment, hey, get your mom on, get your sister on, get your brother on, and then they started all over. And then he went to district in his first hour.
This was gold too. Antoine said,
golden.
Well, man, Antoine said, "Well, what did you say? What did you say to him? Like, what was the script? How'd you set the appointment?"
Get on the phone, Ma.
He said, "Bro, it wasn't no script." He said, we called our people. We told them, "Hey, we need you to see what we just saw. We need you to get over here. We need you to get over here right now."
Yeah.
And his mom was already there.
That's when I'm trying to listen. I'm driving. I'm texting Denise. What did he? You sent me something, Denise, and I texted Denise. I said,
"Come see what I saw."
I said, what did he see? What did he saw? Because they never get into what they do on the appointment.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to know.
They did.
Because they said, he says,
Ronell,
I need you to see what I saw, but what they don't go over on the call is what they saw. I said, what did they saw?
Landry did. Landry asked him, and did he do the dime? And he said,
I didn't see the dime on that call yesterday.
He didn't show the dime. He just said that he did the dime.
Okay.
I think we got a video. We got recordings. Ronell's got recordings doing the dime.
Okay, perfect. So that's all I want, because what they do is they set an appointment, go over the dime. I guess if you died, would you want your family to be homeless or? Okay. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. I want to break that down though, but
on the point that you were on,
the point I wanted to make about that was the simplicity of how simple he saw the business was: set an appointment, show him idea, protect the family, make 1,500, 15 minutes. I'm in. I got no chance to do anything great on my job, and I have a chance here, so I am in. Show me what I got to do.
And there's two pieces though. He was a business owner making $350,000, and he recognized, and Tiffany put it in the chat, about the speed, the abundance, the work, and the skill. Those four pieces, he knew that he could do this 1,500 in 15 minutes was better than where he was, and he said he was done with that. He was done with it. So he was with his past.
That's right.
And we had $450, even though he was making $350,000. So
see, now you guys are moving ahead. You guys are moving ahead. On my notes here. I got both those things on here, and I would go to that next. Okay, Tambria. Okay, but I wanted to I think you just said it, Jay or Ellis. I just want to wrap out point number 3 of this call and the magnitude of it, which was the exact same idea I had. Okay, which was I can show an idea to somebody, get them to feel good about it and take advantage of it, make more money in an hour than I was all week. That blew my mind right there. That right there. I didn't need a lot of explanation. I saw, whoa. Wait, how much did you make doing that? 300 in an hour? Helping? I'm in. If that's true, I'm in.
Right.
I got, and it was like followed with, I have no chance of doing that in construction. I have no chance of doing that in retail. I have no chance of working at the Hamburger Hamlet making $300 in an hour. Show me a way to make more money in an hour, like that much more. I'm in. And then I can be a Bruce. I could have a team. I could have a business. I could get overrides.
Right.
Oh, now I'm double in. Okay. That was the takeaway on my point number 3. Like you show somebody how to make, hey Jay, I'm in an interview. I show somebody how to make, what's it, $1,000 app now, district, and they go straight to division or something, which is 60%. So if you do a $1,000 app, that's $600 in an hour. And somebody says, well, I got to think about it. And they're making $1,000 a week working full time. That person has they didn't hear you. They don't believe you. They don't understand you. They don't speak the language. But if you show somebody how to make $600 or $1,000 in an hour, or they say 15 minutes because they get right to the point and write them up, and they don't jump on that, Matt, they don't get it. They're not hearing you. The right kind of person is going to be all over that.
He said people who got to see $1 million just to make 1,000. He said that's not who we're looking for, bro.
That's right.
Stop. Yeah. Why does success have to show you so much just to fight for it? That was
you have no such you should be trying everything. If you want to win, you should. How much time should you waste?
No.
Okay. So I can be Bruce. I can make that amount of money that fast. I can be an owner. That's like, wow, I'm in. If this is true, I'm in. You don't have to beg me. I want to win. I can't win where I'm doing what I'm doing. I can win here. I have a chance. You got me. Tiffany's saying something.
Can't see that kind of money if you never made that kind of money at your job.
Oh, that's good. So that has to do with belief, right, Tiffany?
I think that's huge. He was making $350.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna skip number 4, which was, he says, my problem was my delay. I think everybody's problem is your delay.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that guy delayed much. He said, my problem was my delay. I don't see a lot of delay. Do you?
Hell no.
No,
Your
but
problem.
he also was talking about he had a setback in the process of getting.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
And
Thank you.
that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that. That's right.
Because that's why
right.
he didn't get the bonus.
Right. Oh, he did
44,000.
44,000.
He was going to get a $4,000 bonus or something.
800.
8,000.
8,800 or something like that. 8,800 or something.
He went on all these appointments, got all these 1-by-1s, was getting an $8,000 bonus. He did his IBA. There was something in his background that delayed his license, so he lost all the money, all his bonus money, and instead of blaming the company,
blamed himself.
He blamed himself.
He blamed himself.
That's exactly right, Denise. He blamed himself because he's the one who, as a juvenile, did something that prevented him from getting a license quickly.
Yeah. Wow. That's key too, Hector. He said
he had accountability.
That's right.
He said most people would have quit too. Most people would have quit in that situation. But also,
not only that, Jay, they would have quit and what?
Wouldn't been real mad.
And talk bad about the company.
They would have blamed Primerica.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Primerica is just following state and federal licensing regulations.
Right.
We don't make them. FINRA makes them. The state makes them. So the company's just following the rules that every company has to follow. You think they would have got? You think he would have gotten hired at Merrill Lynch or Morgan Stanley or J.P. Morgan? No. So why are you getting mad at us when you have something wrong and bad in your background? Right. You get mad at the company, and you're the one who was,
doing the shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, but that's our fault. How messed up is that? Oh, it's our fault that you were.
Blame game, man. Blame game.
Come on, man. Take responsibility for your life. Okay. Now, so he said, whoa, the speed, the abundance, the skill. Oh, I can do this. Wait, the speed. I can make money this fast? Mm-hmm. The abundance, the amount I can make this fast, and the skill. That's all I need to learn how to do?
He also said the work. So he said the work was simple, and he
The
needed
work
to get
was
the skill.
simple.
He needed to get the skill, and he could learn
Right.
it.
He said, whoa, all I got to do is see if a family has the wrong kind of insurance. Get turned. And he doesn't get into that at all. He just talked about how simple it was. I have not heard the skill part yet.
Okay,
What
so
they do at the table. I'm
let
not
me
saying
say,
they don't teach that.
Christian,
I'm just saying on this call, the calls I've been on, nobody is teaching.
Christian, I want to be clear on this one. I think if you were to come on every Wednesday, you're not going to hear that. They are not doing this for that, and they say that.
God, I heard him say.
They are not going to say it. Now you may get hints on different pieces like we have, but that's not why they're doing it.
Unless we fly out there, which he did like a week or two ago. One of us are going to have to get in the physical environment to see exactly what's going on.
We got people that are getting ready to go there to the summer jam.
Yeah.
And the reason, Ellis, I am such in order to be successful, the most important part, there's two aspects of it.
It's killing you, man, because you want to know.
It's killing me. Because in winning, you really need to
know what to do.
You have to, there's why. Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
And without a strong why, Matt, that's why I said with the lady, start out, find out with who you're talking to, they have a strong why. Because if a person doesn't have a strong why, they're not going to do it.
Right.
Why are you going to save money for your retirement when you can't even control your impulses and you want to waste your money on Starbucks and eating out and going to the bar and getting drunk every week? It's not going to happen.
That's right.
You got to have a stronger why than that. You got to have a vision, some long-term goals. You can't just be living for the moment and expect to get rich. Right? So you got to have a why, but if you have the why, I got the why.
You got to still.
You don't need to give me the why. You don't have to. Okay, I got it. You're making a lot of money. You got a nice house. You got a nice car. I want that. Okay. Please tell me
how to do it.
How? Right. I'm a big how guy. Because I don't need you to motivate me. I'm already motivated. My wife is motivating me. My dreams are motivating me. When I get home tonight, I want my wife to be happy because I want to get lucky. Okay? And if she's pissed off at me, this ruins my life. I'm a simple man. I love my wife. I want her happy. I don't want her in a job. She quit her job in 2 months. I want my kids to go to private school. They went to private school. I wanted no boss. I didn't have a boss. I didn't want a house on the golf course in a country club. I got it. I got more. I just wanted my wife not to have to work, and I wanted my kids to go to private school, and I didn't want to have a boss. I don't want to be rich. I just wanted to do those things. That motivated me enough. I wanted my wife to be happy. Okay. So tell me how, Ellis. You can make 1,515 minutes. What the hell are you saying on them 15 minutes? How you do it? That's what I want to know.
So what he said was that he would take it, he would just get people in front of Ronell and let him do the work.
Right. Okay. But then eventually he started doing it. And I also want to know how, because I want to teach you how.
Ronell says DIME, pay me.
He says he does it. Well, if you ever hear him say anything about that, he says he did exactly what Ronell said.
Okay. Speed, abundance, the skill. Oh, I can do this. Do you have an idea? Is your idea, oh, I can do this? Or do you think, oh, there's a lot involved here. I got to get licenses. I got to go to class. I got to learn a long presentation. I got to learn. Maybe we're making it sound too hard.
Actually, we are.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to dummy this thing.
The option of not doing this is going to keep you where you are. He's saying that should be enough to make you just blow through the test, because you're going to see how important it is.
Yeah.
To get it done.
Now, number 6, and I ain't getting through 25 points this morning.
We understand. It's 9:54.
Okay. It ain't gonna. Now I see why they take 5 hours.
That's what they said.
We would be here.
Once you get going, man, you get going.
That's right. Hey, we would be here 5 hours if I go through all my 25 points because they're such good points.
Exactly. And they didn't finish yet.
Exactly. That's right. They would still be on point number 3, probably. Okay. But he said after he'd had an incredible talk on speed, the abundance, the skill, this so simple, I can do this. He said, I did not come here to make money. He said, I came here to get rich.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't write that in my notes. I said, I did not come here to make money. I came here to be free. Because I came here so my wife wouldn't have to work, my kids went to private school, and I wouldn't have a boss, and I could be free. I could have time freedom because I hated school. I hated homework. I hated tests and having to study for a test. I hated having to go to the construction job and be there by 7 a.m. and that whole process of getting up in rush hour traffic. I hated retail. I was working in the holidays in retail. You're working overtime. You're working weekends. You're working nights. I had a boss and making no money. Then I became a waiter. Now I'm working nights and Friday night and Saturday night. How are you going to have a family as a waiter working in the times where everybody's going out to dinner? I saw no way to have a family, provide for a family, have a wife and a normal life doing the jobs I had been doing. It was impossible. And I wasn't going back to college. So he said, I came here not for money, but to get rich. I came here for freedom, take care of a family, have my kids get properly educated. My wife wouldn't have to. It doesn't, and somebody asked me, Matt, I think you might ask me this morning about something about when we were doing the Bible study and the parable, which I think more people should attend, but I won't go there right now. Financial security is important, but I think eternal security is everything.
Amen.
Everything. Okay. But you were asking me, well, what's a good motive? I don't think it matters what your motive is. What I think is you need to have something to motivate you to get yourself to help people. So now I'm not here to judge your goals on whether mine are more righteous or more worthy than yours. It doesn't matter. What matters is something motivates you to take action to help people. Okay. So that's why I used to think, oh, that guy wants a big house. Hey, if wanting a nice house, big house gets you to go out there and talk to people and offer them opportunity and solve their financial problems, fine, that's good. Well, my goal is I've had people say, well, I want to build orphanages in Africa, but they don't do anything in the business. They don't take action on it. So that's not a good goal. No matter how worthy it sounds, if your goals and dreams don't get you to take action, you don't have any. People who have goals and dreams and why they work.
If they're real.
They're right. You can see that they have them based on how they behave every day, Matt.
Yeah, that's right.
People who don't have dreams, don't have reasons, don't have a clear why, aren't motivated, they don't do anything in the business. Not because they can't, because they don't have a reason to. So he said, I didn't come here to make money. I came here to get rich. But I said, I came here to get free. And I already told you I don't need to repeat myself. And then Matt, he went through point number 7 was nobody get rich doing a lot of things.
Come on.
Nobody gets rich doing a lot of things.
Correct.
Okay.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Jack of all trades, Nikita, master of none. I got my hands in this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And you're broke in the business.
Nikita was on there yesterday.
What's that?
I said Nikita was on there yesterday.
Yeah, she was. Because Nikita wants to win, right, Nikita?
Absolutely.
So he said, nobody gets rich doing a lot of things. I dropped everything and I don't know if he said this, but these were my notes because when I saw this, I was doing a few other things. I'm playing top flight football and had a social life, etc. When I got involved in this, I dropped everything and I became best friends with Bruce and his key people, and we hung out together. I dropped all my partying cronies, and Bruce and his inner circle became my cronies. And I quit top flight football, which I loved playing football in PG County. Stopped playing. Oh, and I stopped listening to music in my car. I had a 1980 Toyota Celica. I had a Pioneer Super Tuner. I had a Marantz Power Booster with the equalizer in the glove box. And I had Jensen triaxials in my back. And I had a whole sound system built in aftermarket in my Celica. And I
no more music, baby. Straight personal development.
I turned that car into a university on wheels. I stopped listening to music and I started listening to the top leaders in our business. And I started learning how to do this thing. And Art Williams became my personal mentor, not live, but through audio tapes.
Come on.
So nobody gets rich doing a lot of I became a monomaniac on a mission. I became single-minded. I put the blinders on, and that's exactly what this guy said. He said, I dropped everything with no backup plan, and I had no backup plan. I was going to make it. I was going to climb to the top of this mountain, or you were going to see me dead with my claws in the side of this mountain. That was the commitment I made when I got started in this business. I was going to make it or die trying. What's your commitment?
Come on, Eva. She said, if it's not life or death, call them later. Call them back later.
Mm-hmm.
The people
Any
around
comments on anything I've said? Because it's 10 o'clock and I'm not going 5 hours. I'm sorry.
You just did 15 minutes of their call.
There you go. That's right. They went from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
It was almost up to 3.
Yeah. That's key though, Coach. You making the decision to lock in and get close with Bruce and drown out all of the outside noise and the distractions, because the people who are around us are closest to us. So who are we listening to? And that's right. One thing they always say. They're like, outside of the Wednesday call, they're like, if you're plugging into this environment and you're not getting the results, then who else are you listening to? Someone else has a more influence on you than what you're plugging into.
That's right. So,
and what I noticed in the end, when he showed his daily blast, was that he's made $204,000 this month, and every last bit of it was life insurance.
Except for one little POPP.
Yes, except for one little POPP.
$52.
So just think when they do start investments, oh my God.
Right.
Gary was talking about his earns checks. He said, bro, you're going to have $500,000 earns checks come in, bro, on the production of business you have come in. Gary was like, he said, I don't know what Primerica's doing, but he said, I'm about to ram this up their tail. He said, we haven't seen nothing like this, bro. I've been around for a long time. It's weird seeing Gary talk about someone else, because when I came in, everyone was all on Gary in his business. Everyone's harassing them. And now he's like, bro, he said, have y'all seen any Mexicans or Latinas down there? And then everyone started laughing. He's like, we're coming down there to the event. He said, yeah, I'm bringing everybody, bro. He said, I'm bringing all my people down there. I'm like, it's just crazy to me to see how it's different now, you know? How everyone wants to see what this organization is doing, man.
Right.
But that was their goal from the very beginning. And the very secret was one, as our coach says, the spiritually they were joined. I was in the first meeting. And together, husband and wife, together committed with God that this is what it was in their hand. And they have not separated. I have followed these people. That was the principle. That's where they stuck, and they are the motive. Number one, the first hour and a half was all praises, songs, and prayers. I mean, if you give God all the honor, He is going to open the way.
All the glory.
That and certainly, Ida, they put God first.
Yes.
Worship God their faith in Christ is all over what they're doing.
Exactly. You don't
Now,
see
I'm not
the
saying
loss.
they're perfect. I'm not saying they're perfect, because
No, no,
sometimes in
no.
that call they can let some of that stuff fly.
What the secret that I noticed is the emphasis is not in the lust for the money, but there is a way to make riches, and God allows that thing to happen. So go it in the right way. If you go it, and they emphasize that you give your tithes and you give your offerings, you give.
Right. Yep.
So they are following biblical principles. That's what it is.
That's great. That's a great
Very great
point.
beginnings, and there is no way to stop a success when it is done God's way. When the heart is clean and you are committed. Yeah.
And RVP said that she visited him for the first time, and they went out to eat, and when they were leaving, she was like, she seen Darmond, was like, oh, and like he ran back in, and he literally, like, he does that every time when he goes out somewhere. He pays for like 3 or 4 families. He's like, hey, I'm gonna cover them. This is for them. And she's like, I don't see why. She said it was a question to me. She's like, now it's not a question. She's like, I see why he's so favored. So
Yes,
these
it's
are the things
favored.
that he's doing for people, outside of his business for his team. It's crazy, man.
That's great. Awesome. I want to finish with this point this morning, and it's great to see all of you, and I hope you have been blessed by something you've heard this morning. I know I certainly have been blessed my whole life in this business, and to be at this stage of my life and have an opportunity to get on that call and hear from people who, man, are in the hunt and doing things that have never been done before. I mean, no, I've never heard of people doing numbers like they're doing ever. They're going to break the company record, right? I mean,
Yeah.
They're breaking it every day right now.
Right. They're breaking it every day. And to be able to learn from them, I mean, how lucky or how blessed are we? I don't believe in luck. How blessed are we that we have an opportunity to hear from them, to get exposure to the ideas and what they're doing? Because if they can do it, you can do it. If they can do it, we can do it. Why not us? Are they better than us? No. So the last thing what he says, one of the harsh truths is what he said was that a lot of people are financial failures.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
And are you okay with that? So I don't know if he says, I think whatever he says to this group of, there was like 500 people on the call, maybe 600 people on this call.
That's right, 600.
So I'm sure that if he says it to 600 people, he might say it to a one-on-one with you. He said, hey, listen, the facts of the matter are, Jay, that a lot of people, Tony, are financial failures. Are you? Let's take a look. You make this, your income is this, your expenses are this, you spend a little more every month, or you spend everything you make, you have no assets, you have no investments, you have no mutual funds, you have no equities, you have no real estate, and you have a credit card balance and student loans and a car loan. You are a financial failure. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean you're a bad brother or son or daughter or wife or husband or father or mother. It doesn't mean bad, but you are a financial failure.
Correct.
Are you okay? And then it was like he asked, are you okay with that? So if that's you, I'm asking you, he's asking you, if you are not where you want to be financially, if you are a financial failure right now, realize you don't have to stay there.
Right.
But you will if you're okay with it. He said, a lot of people on the call, he says, a lot of people are a financial failure. Are you? Are you okay with it? And if you are, you will continue to be. But if you're not okay with it, if that bothers you, if you're sick of it, if you're tired of it, if you're disgusted of being where you are financially, I got great news for you. Being disgusted with where you are is the best place to be, because that's where you have to be before people change.
Yep.
I got so down in this business, I hit what's called rock bottom. And Tony Reyna from the stage, I think it was in California, said, "You can't fall off the floor."
Damn.
Remember that, Tony?
Yes, sir.
Never forgot when you said that, man.
That's
I thought,
awesome. That's very
I,
wise.
I said, man, that is gold. Because I've been on the floor where when you're down, you can't go any lower
Oh,
than the
Tony,
floor.
that's awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
you down.
Lord, sheesh.
And so if you are on the floor right now, realize there's only one way for you to go, and that's up. And we got the best business.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
We got the best business in town. We got the best idea for people. It's totally proven. There ain't any secrets. And if you're here for a reason. You're not here by accident. You're here because you see something, you hear something, you want something. You're wanting a better future. So here's your chance to go get it. You can't be okay with being a financial failure. And a lot of people are. It's only the people who are not okay with it that change. And that's why you are here.
Come on.
So that was point number whatever, not many.
Yeah.
But we will continue
We
on
went
this.
on point number 7, Christian.
7? What was that?
Yeah.
That was your okay.
Lots of people are in financial failure. Are you okay with that?
That's right. That's it.
Are
And
you
if you're okay with it, it's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to help people who aren't okay with it. Let's take a look how you're doing. What's your income? What's your expenses? What's your assets? What's your liabilities? What's your net worth? Tell me about your dreams. And then, because it's easy to find out if you're a failure or if you're failing or succeeding. True or false?
Yes.
This is not complicated to see if you're unhealthy. One blood test, get on the scale. Let's take your blood pressure. Let's see how you're doing. Now, if you're happy with how you are, keep doing what you're doing. If you're not, here's a plan to change. We got the plan for a better future, prosperity, abundance, making your dreams come true. Let's go make it happen. You can stop the video now, the recording now, Matthew.